Whiskers of Wisdom, the untold story of Jenny, the Titanic cat who foresaw fate. How a ship's cat and her instincts defied human hubris. Introduction, a furry prophet in the shadow of hubris. The IMS Titanic sinking in 1912 remains a parable of human arrogance, a unsinkable ship felled by an iceberg. Yet amid tales of heroism and folly, one story has slipped through the cracks of history, Jenny, the Titanic ship's cat, whose primal intuition may have saved not only herself but a crewman who dared to listen. This is a story of interspecies trust, the limits of human perception, and the quiet wisdom of animals in the face of disaster. 1. Jenny's role, more than a mouser. Jenny wasn't a stowaway. As the Titanic's official mouser, she was a working member of the crew, tasked with controlling rats in the ship's labyrinthine holds. Her presence was practical, but she quickly became a mascot. When she gave birth to a litter of kittens during sea trials, tender-hearted crewman Jim Mulholland took it upon himself to care for her, crafting a nest near the galley's warmth. Their bond was one of mutual comfort. He provided scraps, she offered a respite from the chaos of preparing the world's most opulent ship. But Jenny was no pampered pet. Her instincts were honed by evolution, a sensitivity to subtle shifts in sound, vibration, and smell that humans could never perceive. 2. The unsettling shift, a mother's instinct. Days before the Titanic's doomed departure from Southampton, Jenny's behavior changed. Restlessness became urgency. She began ferrying her kittens, one by one, down the gangway to dry land, a perilous trek for a cat accustomed to the ship's rhythms. Crewmates chuckled at the sight, dismissing it as quirky animal behavior. But Jim Mulholland watched closely. To him, this wasn't a quirk, it was a message. That cat knows something we don't, he later recalled thinking. Jenny never returned to the ship. 3. Jim's choice, trusting the unseen. Jim faced a dilemma. Abandoning post meant losing wages and risking reputation. Yet Jenny's exodus echoed a primal warning he couldn't ignore. In a split-second decision, he followed her. He stepped off the Titanic, his fate untethered from the 1,500 souls who would perish days later. Years after the disaster, an elderly Jim credited Jenny with his survival. She didn't meow or panic. She just knew, he told a journalist. His account, buried in archives, hints at a truth modern science now acknowledges: animals often sense disasters long before humans. 4. The science of animal intuition. Jenny's behavior aligns with documented cases of animals anticipating earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions. Theories suggest they detect infrasound, low-frequency vibrations imperceptible to humans, emitted by geological stresses or machinery. Barometric changes, subtle shifts in air pressure preceding storms or iceberg collisions. Magnetic field disruptions. Some species navigate via Earth's magnetism, which can be disturbed by impending catastrophes. For Jenny, the Titanic's final days may have buzzed with such signals, a dissonance humans, blinded by engineering pride, dismissed. 5. The irony of human arrogance. The Titanic was a monument to human mastery over nature. Yet Jenny's flight underscores the irony. The ship's most prescient passenger was a creature deemed inferior. While engineers relied on steel and rivets, Jenny heeded an older logic, one that prioritized survival over bravado. Her story also challenges anthropocentric hero narratives. Heroes, we're told, are those who stay aboard, who sacrifice. But Jenny and Jim remind us that survival, too, can be an act of courage, one requiring humility to heed warnings from unexpected sources. 6. Legacy, whispers from the past. Jenny's tale is absent from most Titanic histories. No plaques memorialize her, no films dramatize her escape. Yet her legacy lingers in questions that haunt our modern age. What do animals know that we've forgotten? When technology fails, what ancient instincts might save us? In an era of climate crises and pandemics, Jenny's story is a parable. She embodies the wisdom of listening, to the planet, to other species, and to the quiet voice that says, go. Epilogue, the heart that knew. Jenny's kittens, like their mother, vanished into obscurity. But their survival, and Jim's, is a testament to interspecies trust. In a world that often equates progress with domination, Jenny's whiskers twitch to a different truth. sometimes, the smallest beings hold the deepest wisdom. As Jim put it, she had no charts, no clocks, no grand plans. Just a heart that knew how to keep her kittens safe. In the end, that was enough. The Titanic's wreckage still whispers from the ocean floor. Perhaps, somewhere in the murk, lies another lesson, that heroes come in all forms, even those who walk on four paws, leaving no trace but a story.